a young black boy excitedly arrived at a famous art gallery, eager to see the paintings he had read about in school. But before he could even step inside, a staff member stopped him at the door and told him he didn't belong there. The next day, the same gallery was stunned when his billionaire mother walked in, bought the entire building, and fired the person who had turned her son away. 12-year-old Malek had always loved to draw. While other kids played video games or watched cartoons, he sketched portraits and street scenes from his neighborhood. His notebooks were full of them: faces, hands, buildings, expressions. He didn't just draw, he studied art. He read books, watched videos, and even tried to teach himself how to paint using YouTube tutorials. One Saturday afternoon, Malik walked downtown with his backpack. Inside it, he carried a sketch pad filled with his best work. He had heard that a new art gallery had opened and was displaying work by young local artists. He didn't want to show off. He just wanted to see the art, maybe talk to someone, and learn something new. The gallery was sleek, modern, and full of glass windows. Through them, Malik saw paintings hung on white walls, sculptures in the corners, and people sipping drinks and nodding at the artwork. He stepped up to the door, reached for the handle, and it didn't move. Locked. He tried again. Nothing. Then a tall white man in a suit opened the door slightly, blocking the entrance with his body. "Can I help you?" he asked, looking Malik up and down. Malik smiled politely. "Hi, I just came to look at the art." The man frowned. "Do you have an invitation?" "No, I just wanted to—" "This is a private event," the man cut in. "Only invited guests today." Malik looked past the man and saw a group of kids about his age, walking around with adults. Some of them were even wearing sneakers like his. "But it said open to the public online." "Not today," the man said firmly. "We don't want any trouble." Malik stepped back, confused. "I'm not trying to make trouble. I just wanted to look." The man narrowed his eyes. "I think you should leave." Malik's throat tightened. He turned around and walked away slowly, his sketch pad still zipped up in his bag. He didn't cry. He didn't yell. He just kept walking. But something inside him felt small. That night at home, his mother noticed he was quiet during dinner. "What happened?" she asked. Malik hesitated. "Nothing." She looked at him closely. "Was it the gallery you talked about?" He nodded slowly. "They didn't let me in, said it was a private event." His mother's eyes narrowed. "Did they say why?" "Not really." Malik shrugged. "I guess I didn't look like I belonged." She sat back in her chair, silent. But her mind was already working. She was not just any mother. Her name was Simone Carter, and the next day, the art world was about to get a surprise it would never forget. The next morning, Simone Carter woke up early. She had barely slept. Her son had never come home that quiet before. Malik was respectful, polite, and passionate about art. He wasn't the kind of kid to cause problems. If someone had treated him like he didn't belong, it wasn't because of what he did. It was because of what he looked like. And that wasn't going to fly. Simone Carter wasn't just any mom. She was the CEO of a growing tech company that had gone public 2 years ago. She'd grown up with nothing, just like Malik, but had built everything through hard work and smart decisions. Now she had money, a lot of it. But more than money, she had influence. She made a phone call before breakfast. "I want the name of the owner of the Brigham Art Gallery building," she told her assistant. "Do you want to schedule a meeting?" the assistant asked. "No," Simone said. "I want to buy it. Today." There was a pause. Right away. By noon, Simone had a team of lawyers and real estate brokers working on the deal. The art gallery was renting the space. The building wasn't even that expensive compared to the other properties she owned. By 2 p.m., a contract was signed. The building was hers. Simone didn't waste time. She drove with Malik downtown in her black Rolls-Royce. He didn't know why they were going back to the gallery. He just sat quietly in the back seat, sketchpad on his lap. "Are we going back there?" he asked. "We are," Simone said calmly. "Why?" "You'll see." When they pulled up, the same man from the day before was outside talking to another employee. His jaw dropped when he saw the car, especially when Simone stepped out in a sharp black suit and dark sunglasses. She looked like someone important, because she was. "Excuse me," he said, trying to look professional. "Can I help you?" "Yes," Simone said. "You can gather your staff." "I'm sorry." She pulled a folded letter from her purse and handed it to him. "This is a notice from your landlord. As of today, the building has a new owner. Me." The man blinked, confused. "I don't understand." "I bought the building," she said flatly. "Which means I own this gallery now. And I want you and your staff out by the end of the day." He started to protest, but Simone raised a hand. "Yesterday, you told my son he didn't belong here. Today you don't." She turned to Malik. "Come on, let's go inside. You've got art to hang." Malik followed her in, wide-eyed. For the first time, he stepped into the gallery that had refused him. And this time, he didn't need permission. Inside the gallery, everything looked clean and polished. White walls, glass cases, modern lights. But all Malik could think about was how he'd been turned away at the front door just one day earlier. It didn't feel like a place made for kids like him. Until now. Simone turned to the new building manager, her assistant, Mrs. Park. "Clear the walls," she said. "We're opening a new exhibition tomorrow, my son's work." "Yes," Ms. Carter Malik stared at her. "Wait, what?" Simone looked him in the eye. "You've been drawing since you were 4. Your work is strong. People need to see it. And more importantly, you need to believe it belongs here." "But this is a real gallery," he said. "You are a real artist." He didn't know what to say. Over the next 24 hours, a new team came in. The old gallery workers packed up and left quietly, embarrassed and stunned. Simone brought in designers to repaint the space and hang Malik's drawings. His sketchbooks were scanned and turned into large prints. They mounted them in frames, titled each piece, and even placed a photo of young Malik holding a pencil next to the entrance. By morning, word had spread fast. People who knew Simone Carter from the business world came to see what the buzz was about. The building now had a new name, Gallery 23, after the street number. The exhibit was called Through My Eyes by Malik Carter. The front door opened, and the first guests walked in. Malik stood near the back, wearing a clean white shirt and black jeans. He clutched his sketch pad, nervous. He watched as people studied his drawings, his portraits of neighbors, his drawings of crowded subways, his detailed cityscapes, all made with nothing but pencil and imagination. And they liked it. He heard people talking. "Who's the artist?" "He's only a kid." "This is amazing." A teacher from a nearby school came in with a group of students. They were all kids of color, just like Malik. He heard one of them whisper, "He looks like us." That made Malik smile for the first time in days. At the front, Simone gave a short speech. This building now belongs to every child who was told they didn't belong somewhere. Talent has no zip code. Greatness has no color. My son was denied at this door yesterday. Today, he owns the key. The room clapped. Malik didn't need revenge. He had something better: respect. The next day, a small news crew showed up outside the gallery. A reporter from a local channel had heard the story from a witness who filmed the original moment Malik was turned away. Now, the story was going viral. Simone didn't ask for press, but she didn't turn them away either. "Would you like to speak to the reporter?" she asked Malik. He shook his head. "I'm not good at that stuff." "You don't have to be good," she said. "Just be honest." He took a deep breath and walked to the mic. The reporter smiled and crouched a little to match his height. "Malik, how does it feel having your own gallery exhibit?" He looked into the camera, nervous but calm. "It feels right," he said. "Yesterday I thought I didn't belong here. Today I know I do. My mom taught me that I don't have to wait for someone to invite me in. I can open my own door." The reporter smiled. "That's powerful." Soon, the clip spread on social media. Thousands of people shared it. Celebrities tweeted it out. Art teachers from across the country emailed Simone, asking if Malik would be willing to talk to their students over video. One even offered him a scholarship. Meanwhile, Mr. Duncan, the gallery worker who had turned Malik away, stood across the street watching the buzz. He looked embarrassed. His former boss didn't defend him. She had already sent him a cold message. "We don't need someone who turns away talent." Simone noticed him standing outside. She didn't wave. She didn't scowl. She simply turned and walked back inside with her son. They had better things to do. That night, Malik sat in his room with his sketch pad again. But this time, he wasn't drawing to escape. He was drawing because people wanted to see. He was drawing because he finally saw himself the way his mother always had: capable, gifted, and worthy. And outside, the new Gallery 23 glowed bright, a place built not just for art, but for change. Weeks passed. But the excitement around Gallery 23 didn't slow down. People kept coming: families, students, artists, even people who'd never stepped into a gallery before. They came not just to see the art, but to be part of something new. Malik's drawings were the heart of the gallery. His work didn't show fancy scenes or high-end ideas. It showed real life. A boy sitting on a porch in summer, a woman braiding her daughter's hair, a teen dreaming in the back of a classroom. Simple things, honest things. One day, a young girl named Talia walked in with her father. She stared at one of Malik's drawings for a long time. Her father leaned down. "Do you like it?" She nodded. "It looks like us." That was exactly what Simone wanted when she bought the building. Not just a gallery, but a space where people could see themselves in the art. Simone started a youth program at the gallery. Every Saturday, kids could take free art classes taught by local artists. Supplies were donated. Volunteers showed up to help. Malik joined the session sometimes. He didn't say much, but the kids always listened when he spoke. He was a reminder that one day can change everything. One day, he had been turned away. The next, he was being celebrated. And the day after that, he was opening doors for others. Mr. Duncan never returned. He didn't apologize. He didn't try to make things right. But that didn't matter anymore. Simone didn't start this for revenge. She did it for Malik and for every kid who had ever been told they didn't belong. One afternoon, as Simone locked up after a long day, Malik came over holding a small sketchbook. "What's this?" she asked. "It's for you," he said. I've been drawing at night again." She flipped through the pages, her eyes wide. There were pictures of the gallery, the crowds, the children, even one of her standing with her arms crossed and a proud smile. "You're not just an artist," she said softly. "You're a storyteller." Malik smiled. "Just following your lead." As they stepped outside and turned off the lights, the sign above the door glowed. Gallery 23, a space for everyone. Because one moment of being denied was only the beginning. And now, the door was open forever.